Salakia continuing, is so even like through prophecy, through secular history, we're able to pinpoint, and verify who the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, and on top of that, the scattered, Israelites that are amongst all the different various nations. Okay, so what come, when you're dealing with this truth, okay, it's a hard pill to swallow. It is. And I was sitting and watching the brothers in Boston, and they was breaking it down as simple as you can break it down. Okay, simplified the narrative of the scriptures, which is basically giving a synopsis, okay, or summing up the story within very few words to a guy that could be an Israelite, and was breaking down, to him, the understanding of it. And one thing he just couldn't accept was the fact of, hold on, God, the God of the Bible, right, only loves one people, and the rest of the people, he regards as nothing. And yeah, simply put, because when you go into the scriptures, first and foremost, you gotta anchor yourself down on certain precepts. Listen, you go to the book, all right. I'm gonna do this with my other device. You go to scriptures like Malachi, right? Right, you go to the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and 6, and says, "For I am the Lord," all caps, this is Yahweh, all right, speaking. It says, "I change not," all right. It says, "Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed." Anything outside of the Lord changing is a contradictory, all right. Because you go and people like to make the argument of, basically, when the New Testament came in, right, when the Lord came on the scene, essentially, all right, when all of these different, letters were comprised and were addressed to these certain individuals, that made the Lord change His mind. But you got to understand that the scriptures, they don't contradict themselves. It's just that you lack understanding, that you can't receive it. All right? Isaiah 40, 40 and 15. I'm just getting straight to the point. It says, "Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as a small dust of the balance. Behold, He taketh up the hours as a very little thing." It says, "And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beast thereof sufficient for a burning offering." It says, "All nations before Him are as nothing, and they are counted to Him less than nothing and vanity." Okay, so when did this change? I mean, when throughout history, when you go through the Old Testaments, when you read it through, you read it through the law, all right, when you read it through the prophets, okay. Even when you go into the Gospels, I mean, any statement outside of what the precept that I just read in Isaiah 40th chapter, the 15th verse is explaining, well, it's saying anything outside of what that is saying that the Lord is contradicting Himself. Then there's no precept that you can go to, okay, to validate your point, all right, speaking to the whole Christian community, all right. There's no scripture that you can go to validate the point of the Lord loves everybody, all right, or basically He changed His mind all of a sudden, okay. The Lord has always dealt with He's always chosen individuals, man, from Adam, Okay? Okay, all the way down unto Jacob, man. There's always been a chosen lineage, man. Okay? Another quick one. And then certain comments speaking about, making the comments about the Apocrypha and, certain, basically it's not when the original canon, and, when you're going into all that, essentially what these people want to make the argument, that, certain books or certain scriptures are not valid or what's the word that I'm looking for, man? Yeah, I guess you could say it don't hold no weight, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go back and when you go back and listen to this guy, it's just what it seems to be, but what it is, is just that what you want to know what I was gonna say, chosen, that you can't receive it, but I think you can see it. I think that you just select it. I think that he just doesn't want to see it, man. He doesn't want to accept it. Because it's a hard truth. It's a tough pill to swallow. Right, you go to second Esdras, right? Right, in which man, these people are through. They're through, man. Right. And the Lord, listen, man, the Lord chose a lot of things, man. He got a favorite. He has favorite things. I mean, what's the issue? The issue is that these people, you upset, because the Israelites, okay, what the people, who've been spit on, who's been disrespected, who has been regarded as nothing, okay, who've just been gone, just completely just broken down, socially, economically, politically, okay, they're just distraught, Those individuals, you see, you're scared, and I mean, it's a natural thing. I mean, it's a natural thing to be scared, because you know what's coming, because here it is, the rest of these nations, have come up against us, and that's just what it is. The word, clearly it's played out within reality. Where we're living at now, we see it. We live it. You can't tell. How you gonna tell an individual what they live? You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Lord say, "Be not afraid of the incredulity of them." All right, the unbelief. All right. So this is 2 Esdras 6. I'm gonna end it on this. 2 Esdras 6. And 54 says, "And after these things, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all creatures, of him come we all." It says, "And the people also whom thou hast chosen." Okay, so the Lord has chosen. Certain people, man. He chose a certain group of people, a certain nation of people, man. Right? You go all the way back to the beginning, all the way to the end, and that doesn't change. He hasn't changed. He doesn't change. It says 55. It says, all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. So the world was made for a particular group of people. I mean, literally, it was made for them, right? It was made for them. Okay? It reads on. It says, as for the other people, which also come of Adam, God said they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened them to the abundance of them as a drop that falleth from a vessel. I mean, and this is the thing. These people, man, listen, man, Christians, you just don't want to deal with these scriptures. I mean, these are scriptures that come out all the time. You know, these are go-to precepts. You know, that you go to these precepts, and it's like you read them, and it's like they go into one ear out of another when you read these precepts to these people, man. You know, and that's why the Lord said, man, let them alone. I mean, if the blind lead the blind, you know what? You're gonna both fall into the ditch. So Jake is following that madness, you know, which is 2019. If you're still in a Christian church, you're fucking crazy. You know, and just because you can, you know, use big words, just because you can use big words that, like, you can clearly, like, I can like look up the word that you just said, you know, to understand, you know, and to ultimately make it more simpler. You know, that's what the scripture says. I mean, make it plain upon tables. You know. Make things plain upon tables. But just because you can use big words, that shit don't mean nothing. It doesn't. It doesn't change anything. Because you want to warp, you know, you think you can twist and warp the word of the Lord and make it fit, okay, the narrative that you want it to fit. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. The truth is the truth. Alright? If other nations could be saved, okay, if the world was made for everybody, if it says that, then, I mean, we will have no problem with that, man. Like, it's like, all right, that's what the word said, that's what the Lord wants, that's what he said. But that's not the case. Okay? It's not. Sorry. No, actually, I'm not sorry. All right? You're through. This kingdom is falling. Christianity is in shambles, man. All right? It's through. So just give up. Give it up. Alright? With that, all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And double honor to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.